Before we get into today's video, I'd like to ask for you guys to like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 subs. Thank you. Alright guys, we're back for another Five Nights at Freddy's, well, Five Nights Tower Defense video. And today we're just going to be going over what I'm going to be, you saw the title, Noob to Pro. I'm basically just going to be giving you tips. This can be intended for someone who's been playing for a little while but maybe feel a little bit stuck, or people who are just kind of joining in because, FNAF 4 is coming out in a couple of days, and I think that's going to bring the most amount of players this game's ever had. So there's going to be a lot of new people. So what I want you to understand first off is just start playing. Like, this is going to be very simple advice at the start. Literally just start. Don't worry about collecting, towers and such. Literally just shove yourself in the play section and go right into playing through the story. Alright, so we're here. So what I want you guys to understand is literally just run through these. Just go through all these. Do not go any higher than easy if you've just started, because the modifiers get very extreme. And the rewards here, you can see like you get 20 extra gold per thing, and you get like 2 extra battle pass experience. Don't worry about this. Literally just stick with easy. Most until you get relatively advanced, you're not going to be touching like higher difficulties for the most part. So what I want you to do, literally just run through each of these. It's very simple, but I see a lot of people kind of just like not even really playing the game. They're just going straight into trading when they just have nothing to trade. FNAF 1 should be pretty doable. Even if you only have like the basic units. I think, yeah, Chica's the only hard stage out of this. Like, it's the hardest by far. Like, Night 6 is way easier, Night 4, 3, 2, 1. For some reason, they just made Night 5 the hardest by far. Game 2 is a little bit of a jump, but it should be relatively okay for most players to go through it. 3, do not worry about finishing 3 until you're relatively, well equipped, until you have actually decent units. You can refer to my tier list on what I consider a decent unit. You're basically going to want to have a team full of like mid to high mid to high A tier characters and up, but you might even struggle with some of those. So don't worry about any of this. This is extremely hard for most players. Alright, so we just got a really simple advice out the way to start with. Now, I just want to iterate to you, this game takes a long time to kind of build a substantial collection in compared to most games. This is something that I just need you to understand right now. It's very fun, it's worth it. When you kind of get rolling, you can do some good trades and you'll be fine. But yeah, that's just my kind of thing. So what I would like, or what I'd recommend you to do, is definitely prioritize getting through the battle pass, because this just gives you a good amount of resources. And the way you're going to be doing this is literally just spamming what I just showed you over there. Just spam 1-1. There is just such a negligible difference between the other stages, and 1-1 is by far the quickest and the most accessible. Just go through that, get yourself some battle pass experience, and make sure you're doing your quests every day. Don't worry too much about the enchants, especially when they're like 25, that's quite high. But the amount of experience you can get in these battle passes is massive, and you can get some really good rewards. Now, this season, unfortunately, the unit here is awful. At the end, Phantom Cupcake is unusable, for the most part. If you look at my tier list again, you can see that they're placed very, very low. Last season, this was not the case. I believe it was either Plain Boy or Endo 02. It was either this unit or Endo 02 was the premium pass unit, or like the free-to-play version, because there's two tiers, obviously. The free version, on that pass, basically, you either had like an absurd, like both of the units were absurdly good, and they would carry you through pretty much the entire game. So, maybe not for this run through, but for the next update, hopefully they sort out the premium pass unit is actually good, or like just the pass. So definitely try and get through that. Now, they will have these events here, so like this is the military lobby. and then they have the so they had summer lobby last time. Now these, I don't know if I can massively recommend you go insane about chasing after the exclusive units here. The reason for that is just there's such, like you can see, there's 0.05% per present, and the presents are really annoying to get. There's very few of them in circulation. Although if you can like grab Enforce a Bonnie or something, this is going to be like one of the best units you have for a long time. Valkyrie Chica again, like would be like the third best unit in the game. If you're going to spend Robux, the starter units that they sell, like Witch Chica for example, there'll be a bit, it'll be really hard to miss. It'll be like right here, there'll be a starter pack and it says 24 hours. It's very cheap, and usually the units are pretty good. Witch Chica is definitely not the best unit ever. If you just want a quick head start, she's going to be better than anything you have for a little while, at least. Pirate with a Foxy, however, he was insanely good when he released, relative to like the power of the game. So if FNAF 4 comes out, I'd recommend just kind of looking up the stats. The DPS levels you're kind of looking for to actually beat FNAF 3 realistically is for like 600, 700 plus, but for the rest of the game, so FNAF 1 and 2, you're only really needing like 200 DPS to actually get through most of it, and, you know, Foxy can get around that. I do recommend going through the, this may not be up for you, depending on when you're watching this video. I'm probably going to do updated guides, but going through the passes here, you do get guaranteed units just for playing. Cupcake Tank is not the best. It's pretty bad, actually. But, you know, even if you fully upgrade it, 250 damage every 1 second, and it summons a Cupcake, well, it's like a, yeah, it's a summoner, sorry. You know, a unit that's doing 250 damage, 14 range, it's not the worst, it can help. That's the point. Now, Rocketeer Mangle, if you're getting to the end of these passes, it's the same thing with Algae Fredbear. These units are actually like, you know, these are solid, and they can really actually help you get through. Just get through the game's content. Also, another thing with these guys is if you find yourself with a lot of time and you can beat these passes pretty quickly, you can trade these units off. Like obviously everyone's going to get these units at some point, so you know, you just need to beat the military pass or summer pass or whatever. But if you beat them early, you can trade these units off for much more than what they're actually worth. Like for example, Rocketeer Mangle here is worth like 1,300, like 1,000 to 1,300 souls for the first couple of days, and now it's worth like 400. So, you know, even if you literally just trade it off for 1,300 souls, if you really want it back, you can just trade 300 and you've profited 1,000 souls, which for early game players is a massive deal. 1,000 souls can get you a very good unit. I think going to Trading Plaza, so Trading Plaza is something that, in case you didn't know, souls are like the main currency. This is what everyone's used, this is what everything's valued in. This is what you enchant your units traits with, and you can see here, you can now actually, this is a fairly recent feature they re-added because there was a duping glitch and now they fixed it. This is kind of where I'd recommend newer players kind of come here when they've grinded souls from the main stage. Like if you're just doing FNAF 1 Night 1 continually, even getting up to Nightmare, you just keep doing that. You can rack up a good amount of souls where, like, you know, hell, even at some point, like, this is a bit of a rip-off, but if you literally just, like, if you're not too inclined about going on a Discord server and trading with people, like, hell, like, you know, just getting Scott, getting Phantom Freddy, like, Shadow Freddy here, like, Shadow Freddy's a very good unit. You know, even this Bonnie right here, he's a mythic unit, even just getting 10 souls, like, you can get this. I'd recommend getting here as soon as you can, really. Because there may be some units you can buy, like Phantom Foxy would be really helpful early game. Just grabbing some of these units would be really helpful to you progressing pretty quickly. So yep, definitely going to Trading Lobby, it would be a good idea. This is a bit of a newer strategy. It's going to take a little bit of a commitment from you. But if you notice, you go to the traveling merchant, these are almost never worth buying. You might as well just summon instead of paying the coins. There's a unit right here that's worth 100,000 coins, and that is a lot of coins, right? But this is the most worth thing that you can buy in the game. And, it's completely grindable. So if you manage to grind up to 100,000 and you buy this, you either have a pretty solid unit who can probably help you get through FNAF 3, or you can trade this guy because he's going to be worth something, and you can trade him for I think he's still worth 4,000 or 5,000, roughly around that range. Getting this will be hugely beneficial to you as a newer player. Alrighty, now final thing, you may have, we've been on the screen before, but this is what you want to pay attention to. So this is for someone who's played the game for a little while, or maybe you've followed all those steps and you can get through these stages relatively easily. You want to play it doesn't matter what difficulty modifier. If you can get this the 2.5 times, it will tell you the specifics. So for example, you need to do this one for the 2.5 times. Getting 2.5 times coins and luck, so getting these extra soul drops right here, is vital for newer players. In fact, just regular players as well. This is such a good offer, and it resets hourly. So, if you're a newer player, don't worry. If this says FNAF 3, for the most part, you're not going to be able to beat it. Just ignore it, just continue grinding as normal. Or just wait till the next hour resets, and it'll probably be one of these, and you just start grinding away. You doing 1-to-1 on Nightmare will give you less rewards than doing 2 easy with 2.5 times, just with how the modifiers work. Now, I was originally in this video going to go to the ending segment where we just kind of talk about actually trading very briefly. I'm going to have a different trading guide that I'm going to make probably tomorrow. But there is something else you can be buying with coins. Now, basically how this game works is they do major updates basically monthly. And right here, there is they've done this 3 times now. They'll have a unit right here between updates. So, there's 3 proper weeks between each update. And they usually just have a major exclusive unit that's only there for a week. I'll show some footage if I can of me opening some. Now, the good thing about those is that they are purchasable with Robux, but there's also an option to purchase them with coins. Now, the units that were like this were Abyssal Foxy, Scott Cawthon for the celebration of the 10th anniversary of FNAF, and Tarnished Spring Bonnie. Now, these units are very good, and you can get them for relatively cheap. I think Scott is 30,000, I think Tarnished Spring Bonnie is 50k, and I think Abyssal might have also been 50k. Now, as I said before, grinding for Circuit Breaker Toy Freddy over here for 100,000. Prioritize these guys. And the reason for that is their trading value is just going to keep going up because they are unobtainable. Circuit Breaker Freddy, from what I can see, is probably always going to be available. He's just going to rotate. So, and also just for general use, these, Tarnished Spring Bonnie and Scott, these are 2 units. This isn't I'm not going to pretend this is the most optimal team I could build. This is just units I like. But these 2 units are definitely on the optimal team. Or they're most Scott is definitely on the optimal team, and Tarnished Spring Bonnie definitely has an argument for being on the optimal team. They're literally the best meta team ever. You could have grinded both of these for free. So this is definitely a very valuable thing. Now, if you're gonna, if you're looking to trade more than one of these, what I'd recommend you do is you buy one, open the gift because they come in gifts, and then you open it and then you use it, like with Scott. Now, alternatively, if you're actually buying more of these to use as trade fodder, keep them sealed. Do not open them. And the reason why is because they have they're more valuable sealed because they have a chance to be shiny still for whoever you trade them to. There's a 2% chance that one of these presents has a shiny Scott in. So yeah, I just wanted to interject that because I felt that was too valuable. That was something that was missing in the original video. Look out, just literally, like, even if you don't remember anything I'm saying, just remember this spot here. There'll be a very nice, obvious, flashy unit some of the time here. Grab him. Grab him for coins. You don't need to buy don't need to spend Robux. It will get more expensive each purchase, but literally right here. Just get it right here. And finally, this is going into more of the outside of the game. It's going to like the Discord server, or maybe you getting trade offers. I want you guys to be exceptionally careful when trading units, especially when, you know, you'll be getting these exclusive presents. Let's say you get like the 0.25%. Understanding the value of units is very important. Now, as I said, everything's measured in souls. Everything is valued in souls, so it's like it's a proportional exchange. Like, if something's worth 3,000, something's worth 300. It's on the same scale. You know exactly what everyone is talking about here, right? Now, I'm going to leave some links in the description, maybe in the comments, where you can find some trade value lists. And basically, if you can just scroll through those and just find your unit. They will vary slightly between each other, but they'll give you a rough idea of what things are worth. And this can help you, especially when you go into the trading plaza buying things for souls, or when you're actually just looking at like if you have Phantom Balloon Boy, but you just want to trade for some of the units, like, just so you'll know that you're getting a good deal. I'll be also doing a trade guide tips and tricks videos soon, so be on the lookout for that. But that's for newer experience, like, that's for every kind of player. Now, in terms of summoning, this is definitely, you're going to want to do this when you're a newer player. Grabbing some of the secret units from this, 0.25% chance, but you're eventually going to hit it. In terms of mythics, again, I'd recommend you just watch my tier lists. Bonnie's actually very solid. He'll help you quite a bit. So definitely just start doing some summons there. And in terms of enchanting, I personally wouldn't go particularly insane, especially early game. I think just getting some of these good units early on is just way more important than having, you know, like a starter unit with like Shadow, for example. Like, it's just more worth it. Anyway, for the most part, that concludes my starter guide. But most importantly, obviously, just have fun. Just have fun in playing the game. It is a very fun game. It's going to take you a little bit to get up there. But, you know, you'll get there. Just have patience and you'll build up a good collection. And I hope you guys will be looking forward to the FNAF 4 update. I very much am. I might be live streaming when it comes out. I'm definitely going to be opening. So I'll probably be doing a 2x luck event soon. I'll be opening all these gifts right here. That'll be a video on itself. I'm really looking forward to doing that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you're an experienced player, maybe, you know, drop some tips down below. Help out some people who find this video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.